Hey, truth seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Thursday, September 15th, 2016. Later this evening, week 2 of the NFL season kicks off with Thursday night football, the New York Jets traveling to the Buffalo Bills. If you don't follow the NFL, Buffalo also in New York. There's 3 professional football teams in New York. We're going to talk about all 3 of them in this video. I'm going to give you the preview for Thursday night football this evening and also the Giants home game. First home game of their season against the Saints, where the father of Eli Manning was once quarterback. So we're going to begin with Thursday night football. Tonight will be the 111th time all time that the Jets and Bills have played each other in the regular season. And if you're new to my channel, I talk about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. This is the language you need to know if you want to know how sports are rigged. New York, in simple English gematria, sums to 111. September 11th is the day that leaves 111 days left in the calendar year. Big day in New York City, September 11th, 2001. The word New York in Pythagorean gematria also sums to 39. Recall last year the Bills and Jets played 2 games. Both games the final score was 22-17, a sum of 39 points. We just saw the Giants win their first game with new head coach Bob McAdoo, who's 39 years old. The final score 20-19, a sum of 39, reminding of the Giants and Bills Super Bowl from years past, 20-19, sum of 39 points. We'll review in this video how every single Super Bowl won by a New York team has been connected to the number 39. It's because the entire history of the NFL has been scripted by the numbers. Meaning final scores have been scripted, stat lines have been scripted, where plays have happened on the field from the hash marks have been scripted. Helmet catch against the Patriots, that ball was thrown from the 39-yard line and not by coincidence. So let's get into Thursday night game this evening. The Jets are trying to avoid losing 6 times straight to the Bills. If they lose tonight, it'll be the 6th time straight. The game's in Buffalo. We'll talk about it. The significance of 6, very relevant. This ESPN article, it shows that it's been embarrassing for the Jets lately. In 5 consecutive losses, they've been outscored 162-74. The 74 number really stands out because New York City's on the 74th meridian, very special number to the gang. Masonic equals 74. It is the Freemasons who invented NFL. Every owner in the league is a Freemason. It is the Freemasons who do things through gematria by the numbers, which is why this is a practice in the world of professional sports. The Freemasons, the invisible architects of our society, they gave us our nation, they gave us our language, they gave us our calendar, they even give us our rigged professional sports. So both teams lost in the opening week. They're both 0-1. Today's game, it comes on a date with a life lesson number of 33. What stands out about this number in regards to the game is the word York alone has a gematria of 33. We're talking about 2 New York teams. Ryan Fitzpatrick, the former quarterback of the Bills, now the quarterback of the Jets, is currently 33 years old, and coming into this game, he has 33 touchdown passes as a member of the Jets. So I find that interesting. Strong possibility the Jets break the streak tonight and make the record 5-1 for the Bills in the last 6 games in the season of Super Bowl 51. Ryan Fitzpatrick also currently has 156 total touchdowns in his career. That's very interesting because if you write out 33 as a word in gematria, it sums to 156. Remember the number 911, 911's the 156th prime. The World Trade Centers existed for 33 years, from 1968 to 2001. The construction firm that built them, Magnuson Klemenkic Associates, equals 156. Buildings come down on 911. The phrase false flag equals 33 and 156. These are special numbers. They're very relevant to New York. Here we're talking about 2 New York teams playing each other 4 days after the 15-year anniversary of September 11th. It's all by the numbers. Today's date also has a numerology of 40. Tyrod Taylor, the quarterback for the Bills, in gematria sums to 173, which is the 40th prime. Interesting to see what Tyrod Taylor does tonight. He defeated the Jets last year at the end of the season on January 3rd, 2016, a date with 40 numerology. That's also Eli Manning's birthday. It's also David Tyree's birthday, the guy who caught the helmet catch ball from Peyton Manning. That play started at the 44-yard line. Helmet catch equals 44 in gematria. You know what I really think happened on that play? I'm probably going to lose a lot of you right here, but I really think there was a magnet in the ball and a magnet in his helmet, and that play was rehearsed. Look at Eli Manning's face after that play. It looks like he's disgusted. He's about to win the Super Bowl, and he looks completely disgusted, like he can't even believe it. And I made a video last year before his brother won the rigged Super Bowl, which I predicted in October of last year, and I said Eli Manning's face his whole career has given away the truth of the NFL. You can tell that he's someone who was born in it, who doesn't even want to be there. Eli Manning does not care for his NFL career. It's obvious that he was born to be, being the son of a former NFL QB, Archie Manning. And we'll get to the parallels between Archie, Drew Brees, and their game coming this Sunday. But anyway, after the Super Bowl last year, what was the story for a week after the rigged Super Bowl? It was all about Eli Manning's face and how it seemed like he didn't even care that his brother won the Super Bowl. It's because he didn't care. He's disgusted by it all. But he goes out and he performs. Something else I noted, if the Bills fall to the Jets tonight, they will have lost on the road to Baltimore, the Baltimore Ravens, and then they will have been beaten at home by the Jets. And Baltimore Jets reminds me of Super Bowl III, another Super Bowl that had a big 39 tribute. The Jets defeated the Baltimore Colts then. As for the two teams, their name gematria, New York Jets, Buffalo Bills. Here are the numbers for the teams on the screen. Notice that Buffalo Bills has a gematria 54 using the Pythagorean format. In simple English gematria, both Bills and Jets sum to 54. And what's so interesting about tonight's game is it comes exactly 54 days before the election. If you're new to my channel, I talk about more than just sports. I've been talking about for more than a year how this is a very New York-centered election. Hillary Clinton, former senator in New York, she has the name Clinton because she was married to Bill Clinton, who was born William Jefferson Blythe. His biological father died. His mother remarried, took on the Clinton name. And where the Clinton name comes from is New York. The first governor of New York, George Clinton. Fourth vice president to James Madison, Madison Square Garden in New York. So anyhow, tonight's game, 54 days before the election. Bills, Jets, both equal 54. Buffalo Bills and Pythagorean gematria also 54. They've played 110 times in the regular season. Tonight will be the 111th game. New York, 111. Last game, Tyrod Taylor had 111 passing yards. Not a coincidence. Football, again, scripted to the point, to the stat, to the hash mark. What else is interesting is if you count their one playoff game, it'll be their 112th game all time. 112 is the alt dialing code for 911. If you doubt me, type it in your phone. You're going to be connected to 911 right now. Also, this year the Super Bowl's in Houston. Houston equals 112. So the primetime game, the 111th regular season game all time between the two teams. The way this stat reads, if you're looking at the screen, it can be confusing. This is from the Jets' perspective. So the Jets against the Buffalo Bills have won 51 times and lost 59 times in the regular season. If they win tonight, they'll get their 52nd win against the Bills. The coach of the Jets is currently 52 years old. Very special number. That's a number of prophecy. Eli Manning this week at home will be playing for his 52nd home win of his career. If you missed my preview videos last week, I talked about 52 and the significance of that number and what it meant for the Broncos, what it meant for the Patriots, and why they should win in the upsets, which they did last week, by the numbers as I talked about before the games were played. So New York and English gematria, which is just 111 times 6. That's all you do. New York and English gematria is 666, which is the number of prophecy. Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible, talks about the number 666. Revelation, the book of prophecy, 666. New York. I just want you to see the connection between 52 and 666. If I had to pick who I thought was going to win tonight, and I have to tell you, this pick is more difficult than the Patriots over the Cardinals or the Broncos over the Panthers, the way it's scripted. If I had to pick, though, if you put a gun to my head, I would say I think the Jets are going to upset the losing streak tonight in Buffalo. That might not happen, and we'll talk about why, but I do expect a Jets win. So New York, prophecy numbers in favor of the Jets tonight. Last year, both games were decided 22-17. What's funny about tonight's game is both coaches, Rex Ryan, the former coach of the Jets, now the coach of the Bills, comes in with 17 games coached as the Bills coach, and Todd Bowles, the coach of the Jets, comes in with 17 games coached as the Jets. Last year, both games, 22-17, a sum of 39 points. Football's a game of 11 on 11, 22 people, 22 the master builder number in numerology. That sum of 39, again, big number in New York. NY's 39. MSG's 39. The name Madison alone is 39. MSG's Madison Square Garden in New York. New York in Pythagorean gematria is 39. Empire's 39 for Empire State. The word freedom's 39. They called the new building One World Trade Center in New York. One World Trade Center equals 93. Remember, the World Trade Centers were bombed in 93. The first flight that hit the building on September 11th hit floors 93 through 99. The second plane hit at 9:03. There was also the crash of Flight 93 that day. 93 is the number for Saturn, the keeper of time, and 39, its reflection, is the number for the Old Testament, which the Zionist Jews go by, who worship Saturn and the number 93. New York, big Jewish influence there. Oh, by the way, the word Jewish equals 74, and New York's on the 74th meridian. The United Nations in New York, which is pretty much a Jewish-run organization, is 39 floors tall. United Nations once approved the Zionist State of Israel with a 33-member vote on the 333rd day of the year. The day New York was established, July 26, 1788, date with 39 numerology. 726 alone, 7 plus 26 is also 33, like York, like the life lesson number of today's game. And remember, the 33 is going with Ryan Fitzpatrick, who's 33 years old, who has 33 touchdowns with the Jets. Last week on Monday Night Football, the 49ers quarterback, the game came 33 days before his birthday. MNF equals 33. It's all such a joke. Last week, Mike Tomlin became 11-2 on Monday Night Football, and the Washington Redskins, and I forget how ESPN phrased it, the last number of years became 1-12 on Monday Night Football. 1-12, 11-2, 1-1-2. The Super Bowl ends this year in Houston, 112. Your entire league is scripted. The games, the primetime games, they're all riddles in the numbers. You learn this code, you'll see through it. With regards to both coaches coming in with 17 games for their respective teams, the word Mason, the small way, is 17. It's the Freemasons running the show. For a little more knowledge on 39, James Madison, he once made 39 proposals that became the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights are 10 in number. In the 39 books of the Old Testament, there's the story of the 10 Commandments, which are pretty much the 10 Commandments that our nation's laws are made from, for the most part. The date he made those 39 proposals was a date with 39 numerology. The name Madison equals 39, and the number 10 equals 39. This year, the New York Giants had the 10th overall pick. They selected Eli Apple, something I predicted a month before the draft. It just goes to show how rigged it all is. He changed his last name to Apple while at Ohio State because he knew his future rigged career in the NFL was going to be with the Giants, probably as the 10th overall pick in 2016. Nothing is happening random in the NFL. It's all scripted. The same people who make your movies, who give you all your TV sitcoms, they're the same people who write your NFL league. For those of you who think it's impossible to do this, you must think it's impossible to make a movie, or to make a play, or to make a TV show. All you have to do is write it out in advance, script it by the numbers, and get the people that you overpay by millions of dollars to follow the script. People who come here and go, why would million-dollar athletes play in rigged games? I mean, you guys are answering your own question. Maybe do some math. Divide 1,000,000 by 365 and see how much money you make every day. And then remember, a lot of these players make 20 times that. This nation has purposefully dumb down the population so that they can't see what's so obvious right in front of their face. It's why so many grown men come here and write the same thing. Why would athletes who get paid millions of dollars perform in rigged sports games? I mean, are you guys serious? Do you have brains? What's in your head? Is there a moth up there or a brain? Use your brain. You already answered your question. Notice George Clinton, the first governor of New York, born on July 26th, just like the date of establishment for New York. It's because revelation in English gematria equals 726. Revelation, the book of prophecy, is what this entire nation has been scripted from. We are fulfilling a Jewish prophecy. That's how Israel's been created. That's how the world wars have been all about. We are fulfilling a man-made prophecy that is run by Jewish Masonic banker tyrants. And to get the people of the world to go along with it, they have to subdue them with rigged sports games, alcohol, consumerism, all the stuff that plagues our existence. And sadly, the thing that so many of us worship. Notice this man died on April 20th. That's the 110th day of the year. Not a coincidence. That's the number for president. He was a vice president. The word vice equals 39, just like the name George. George 39, born in 1739, first governor of New York, home of the 39-story United Nations. You might remember this story here. Last year, number 39 for the New York Giants died at age 27, Tyler Sash. Those initials TS. TS is 39. Ritual sacrifice. His death came just after the death of Frank Gifford, who died during the Hall of Fame game. Suspicious death. Former New York Giant, played in the first ever Hall of Fame game that there was, then died last year before the Hall of Fame game. Ritual sacrifice. Interesting note here about the Freemasons who run the NFL. The Super Bowl is the Lombardi Trophy. Vince Lombardi won 96 regular season games in his career. He dropped dead September 3rd, a date that can be written 3/9 or 9/3. He dropped dead the night before the 1970 season began. The word Freemason equals 96. Scottish Rite Freemasonry, the ranging degrees are 31, 32, 33. Add those three numbers together, 31 plus 32 plus 33, it sums to 96 like Freemason. The word free in Jewish gematria is also 96. Rex Ryan coached 96 games with the Jets. Not a coincidence. The word free in simple English gematria sums to 34. And what's interesting about that is the number 139 is the 34th prime. 139 is the number for Freemasonry, special number to this gang. Just sharing some additional knowledge. So let's again establish the significance of 39 with football in New York. Currently, the Giants lead New York teams with 4 Super Bowl wins. They're 4-1 in Super Bowls, a lot like the number 41. Super Bowl equals 41. Last week on Thursday Night Football, the game ended with a sum of 41 points. As I pointed out, the Broncos came into that series leading 4-1. They're now 5-1, like the season of Super Bowl 51. That game ended with a 50-yard missed field goal, the rematch of Super Bowl 50. And here I've been saying for years, football scripted to the hash mark. The kicks are always missed or made from numbers of significance because that's how scripted the games are. Super Bowl 41, a missed 50-yarder, a repeat of Super Bowl 50. It's so in your face. And anybody who watched that game saw Graham Gano kick the ball just seconds before when the timeout was called, and he put it through the 50, from 50 yards out, right through the uprights like it was nothing, like he could have done it in his sleep. And I guarantee you he could have to win the game if that's what he was told to do. But instead he was told to shank it to the left because the score needed to be at 41 for the Super Bowl tribute. Your league is a joke. Same thing happened at the end of the Patriots and Cardinals game. It was a missed 47-yarder. This year will be Super Bowl 51, the 47th Super Bowl of the modern era. The first Super Bowl at the end of the 47th year of the league. Super Bowl 47 had that weird 33-minute blackout between the Ravens and 49ers. So anyhow, let's look at this real quick. Here are the history of Super Bowls. We just saw A-Rod retire with the Yankees. In his last game, they put him in for 1 out at third base in the 9th inning, 3-9. Nice fitting New York ending. If you didn't see my video on the end of A-Rod's career, it was all by the numbers. There's a whole lot more to it than that. They mentioned how he hadn't played third base since May. May, the only month that equals 39. But check this out. Let's get to the Super Bowls. The Giants defeated the Bills January 27th, 1991, 20-19. 39 points. Just like how they opened week 1 against the Cowboys with that score with their 39-year-old coach. The Giants, the next time they defeated a team in the Super Bowl, it was against the Patriots. Excuse me, we forgot a Super Bowl first. The first Giants Super Bowl was over the Broncos, January 25th, 1987, where they won 39-20. They won with 39 points. Then the next Super Bowl, 2 New York teams, 39 combined points. Then their third Super Bowl over the Patriots, where it was played in Arizona. Arizona, besides New York, is the only state with a 39 gematria. Remember, that was the World Series after September 11th. Big New York tribute in the World Series that was delayed because of 9/11. First ever World Series that went into November. And then the most recent Super Bowl, the Giants won. Think about it. Eli wins in the stadium where his brother Peyton plays. Remember, Peyton Manning gave the first Super Bowl win ever to the Saints where their father played that never won anything. Anyhow, this Super Bowl was played in Lucas Oil Stadium. They defeated the Patriots again. This game was played on a date with 39 numerology. Always 39 for every New York Super Bowl. Now let's get to the Jets' only Super Bowl win, the only other New York Super Bowl win. The Bills have lost and a lot of them never won. But look at this. The night ESPN retired or had the segment for the retirement of A-Rod, they had A-Rod's last stand, which in gematria sums to 167, the 39th prime, 1 out at third base in the 9th. The only time the Jets won a Super Bowl, the score was 16-7. 16-7 is a lot like 167, the 39th prime. And by the way, A-Rod's last stand also has gematria 41. The 13th prime number, 13, goes into 39 3 times. A-Rod played 13 years in New York, retired at age 41. The day he joined the Yankees from the Rangers was a date with 41 numerology. It's all tributes and numbers. 41 and 13, big numbers to this nation. USA equals 41, began with 13 colonies, 13 stripes on the flag, 13 years of public school programming where they turn the average person into a moron, a coincidence theorist, a believer, someone who has been conditioned to accept lies and tyranny and be bad at pretty much everything that matters, such as getting along with people, working together, understanding numbers and simple math. Because most people in this nation are so dumb when it comes to math, they are exploited every day in consumer transactions, loans they take on, interest. It's because the people who rule over you, they want it just this way. They want you dumb. They want you gullible. They want you easy to control. They want you so stupid that you can't even see how obvious the rigged bullshit is in front of your eyes, from the news to the sports games. And that's exactly what we have here in the United States of America. A lot of very blind people. The one Super Bowl that the Giants lost, Baltimore won 34-7, a sum of 41 points. Super Bowl equals 41, Baltimore equals 41. Every single sports game you've ever witnessed that's prime time, that's a championship, it's rigged to the numbers. Every single time, there are 0 exceptions. So this year's Super Bowl, it's in Houston in NRG Stadium. NRG equals 39. Construction began on March 9th, 3/9. This year's Super Bowl 51, the Roman numerals for it are LI. LI. L is the 12th letter. In numerology, 12 breaks down to 3. I is the 9th. So LI breaks down to 39, a lot like NRG equals 39, a lot like how the construction for that stadium began on March 9th, a date that can be written 3/9. I'll point this out. Since February, I've been saying the Super Bowl will be Colts versus Giants or Vikings. If I'm wrong about that, in the AFC, another team that might have a really strong narrative is the Jets, or possibly even the Bills. But the Jets have the more talented team. Last year, had they beaten the Bills, they would have been one of the higher seeds in the playoffs. If I'm wrong about the Colts, I might rank the Jets as my second place team to replace them. So much lines up for the Colts, it's hard for me to see them not making it. If you're worried about the Week 1 loss, I suspected they might lose that game, the Colts. They lost in the offseason their running back Zerlon Tipton, who supposedly killed himself in Detroit. He died exactly 75 days before the game. Indianapolis Colts equals 75. He was the only player to score in the Deflategate game. This year, the season begins with a suspension for Tom Brady for Deflategate. All by the numbers. It's all part of the Rig League. But anyway, if I am wrong about the Colts, the New York narrative is strong. The Jets, the Bills, they also apply. Between those two teams, the Jets seem to have more going for them. And with regards to the Jets, let's now talk about Todd Bowles, the head coach. Todd Bowles in Gematria sums to 119. Special number to the gang. Star of David equals 119. All-Seeing Eye equals 119. CBS, their symbol is the All-Seeing Eye. Last year on Sunday, they only did one countdown until the Super Bowl, and it was the week where it said 119 days till the Super Bowl. They didn't do it for any other week, just that week. I bet you this year if they do it for 119 and 112 because the Super Bowl is in Houston, 112. This coming Sunday, the Vikings and Packers will play each other for the 112th time. And again, tonight's game is the 112th all-time, if you count their playoff matchup between the Jets and Bills. So anyway, Todd Bowles, 119, Star of David, 119, All-Seeing Eye, 119, Master Plan, 119. Think about September 11th, a date that can be written 11/9. After those buildings fell down, the real terrorists, the Masons and Zionists in our government, they sent the evidence, the debris from the buildings to China and also to the Fresh Kills landfill in New York. Fresh Kills equals 119. Go figure. Last year, Todd Bowles got his biggest win, and I predicted that it would be an upset. I have a video on that game, that the Jets would defeat the Patriots. And look at this. They won on December 27th, 2015, a date with 54 numerology. Jets equals 54. They got their 54th win all-time against the Patriots. By the numbers. That was also a date with 39 connection, New York. New York defeats the Patriots. That was also a date with 74 numerology, New York on the 74th meridian. So Todd Bowles, he's born November 18th, 1963. He was born 4 days before JFK was assassinated. Remember, this game has connections to the upcoming election. All year I've been talking about all the 68 coded into this election. 68, the year of the Bobby Kennedy assassination, the Martin Luther King Jr. assassination, the year 911 was made the National Emergency Dialing Code, the year World Trade Center construction began, the year George W. Bush graduated from Yale in Skull and Bones. Anyhow, his birthday is the 322nd day of the year. 322, that's the number of Yale's Skull and Bones, the Masonic order. And the reflection of that number, 223, that's the number for Masonic, the number for Synagogue of Satan, the false Jews who rule your NFL, who rule this world. In Revelation, the book of prophecy, it says the false Jews will rule in the end times. This year, there's been a whole lot of Star-Spangled Banner protests, 223. He's currently 52 years old. The Jets trying to earn their 52nd regular season win by the numbers tonight. I suspect they'll get it. The date he was born, Todd Bowles, date with 111 numerology. This is the 111th regular season game for the Jets and Bills. Things that are in Todd Bowles' favor. Again, September 11th leaves 111 days left in the year. Here's a little knowledge for you. From the day JFK was assassinated to the day of the Civil Rights Act, which was July 2nd, 1964, was 223 days. And this is a deeper story, but it's not a coincidence. It's the way things are mapped out in this nation. From Todd Bowles' football game today, his big game where he might win, breaking the game of 5 straight losses, he's not responsible for all of those. But from today until his birthday is 64 days, which is the civil rights number. Synagogue of Satan, 64. Do what thou wilt equals 64, which is the motto of Thelema, the occult religion connected to the Synagogue of Satan, the Zionist Israel. Israel, the Zionist state, 64. Zion, 64. Thelema, 64. The thing in Thelema is do what thou wilt. Essentially, do whatever you want, which is the way these Zionist Jews operate. Deceiving the world with lies, tyranny. Very interesting that this game comes 64 days before his birthday. He's a black head coach, which is a something that comes up a lot in the NFL. Not enough black head coaches. They have that thing called the Rooney Rule. Has to do with civil rights. I forgot to write up here, or there it is. Civil rights itself sums to 64. Think about how the Civil Rights Act was in 64. It's because everything in this nation's history has been done by the numbers. The Civil Rights Act, it was just a symbolic act. It didn't really do anything positive for anybody. You look at since that date up to the present, the average black American is in worse position than they were then. Most things in this nation, they're just a show. They're just symbolic with no real substance behind them. And a lot of black people can tell you that. So tonight, it's the 18th game for both head coaches for their respective teams. 18 factors into 6 plus 6 plus 6. Remember, New York equals 666. Jets and Bills in Pythagorean gematria also have the 18 connections. How fitting, right? 18th game for both head coaches. They're facing each other 54 days before the election. It's amazing how they map this all out. You have to remember, these people, this gang, they've been around for thousands of years, and they've been using this knowledge all this time. So for this stuff to us, it's new, it's mind-blowing, it's hard to comprehend. For them, it's an old practice. It's the way their system works. They're well-oiled at this, you know? Here's the Todd Bowles coaching record. If he wins tonight, he'll be 11-7. Buffalo Bills 11-7. September, by the way, the word sept connects to the number 7. A lot of people say September is really the 7th month. Earlier this year, Donald Trump got the headlines for accidentally calling 9/11 7/11. You know, this coming so close to the September 11th game, remember this gematria for Buffalo Bills. And remember, if Todd Bowles wins tonight, he's going to be 11-7. If he loses tonight, he'll be 10-8. Ryan Fitzpatrick equals 108. It's possible they could lose. Sometimes I read these scripts backwards, but so much stacks for the Jets, I think that they'll break the streak. Todd Bowles' first season also went 10-6. He's currently 52 years old. Prophecy, the big way, is 106. Small way, 52. Here's Rex Ryan. Finished 96 games with the Jets. Freemason 96. His total coaching career, 113 games. That special number, mainstream equals 113, dishonest equals 113, Bava Kama 113a says it's okay for somebody who's Jewish to lie to somebody who's not. This will be his 114th game tonight. Coming into tonight's game, he also has 54 wins all time. That's relevant. Remember, Jets and Bills both equal 54, 54 days till the election. If Rex Ryan loses tonight with the Bills, he'll be stuck at 54 wins. His date of birth, Rex Ryan, born on a date with 106 numerology. This prophecy number, as I continue to say, is huge in sports. A lot of celebrities, connections to the prophecy number because the gang works from prophecy. His birthday, also a date with a 25 birth numerology. This is the 97th season of the NFL. 97 is the 25th prime. We just saw the Vikings win with 25 points in a game summing to 41 points. I noticed that the Vikings' first ever NFL game in their history, they played against the Houston Oilers. They won with 51 points on a date with 97 numerology. Should the Vikings end up in the Super Bowl, don't forget that. Rex Ryan, also born on a date with 87 numerology. Tonight, his quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, has a chance to go 8-7 as a starter. And the reason that's interesting is because the word voting equals 87, so does the word Clinton. If the Bills win tonight, this will definitely be a tribute to Hillary Clinton, who I am pretty sure is our next president. Tonight's game has parallels to the election. If the Bills win, I think that'll be a tribute to Hillary. But sometimes, sometimes honestly, I look at the numbers maybe even too closely, and that's where some of the coincidence, if you will, can factor in. There is an element of coincidence in some of these things, if you want to use that word, but don't get it twisted. These games are scripted. All of these connections, most of them, are for a reason. If Rex Ryan loses tonight, he can also become 8-9. 8-9. This game comes 89 days before his birthday. 89 is the 11th Fibonacci number. Football, a game of 11 on 11. It's in New York, the 11th state. The World Trade Centers look like massive 11s. Rex Ryan currently 53 years old. It's 89 days before his 54th birthday. A number we've explained enough. That name Rex Ryan he has, gematria 42 like Freemason. Freemason 42 the small way, 96 the big way. You add the numbers that divide into 42, they sum to 96. His full name is Rex Ashley Ryan, gematria of 67 like Freemasonry. George Washington, the 33rd degree master Freemason, dead at age 67. Here's Ryan Fitzpatrick, age 33 from the 33rd parallel in Phoenix. I'll show you what's so interesting about where he's from. The day he was born was a date with 117 numerology. Buffalo Bills equals 117. He's now the quarterback of the Jets. He used to be the quarterback of the Bills. He could tonight get a win against the Bills, something he has not done as a member of the Jets. His name, Ryan Joseph Fitzpatrick, name gematria of 108. Again, if the Jets lose tonight, they're going to be 10-8 under Bulls. Ryan Fitzpatrick, in simple English gematria, sums to 197, the 45th prime number. Buffalo Bills has gematria of 45, and with the S exception, 54. Very interesting how he started his career, or, where he really got his attention. Came into being known while a member of the Bills. Rams, Bengals, became a known name in the NFL with the Bills. Traveled around a bit, now he's on the Jets. Has 156 career touchdowns, 33 with the Jets tonight. Again, when you write out 33, it sums to 156. When you write out February 2nd, which is the 33rd day of the year, it sums to 156. February 2nd's Groundhog's Day. Remember who starred in that movie? Bill Murray. Murray 33. February 2nd, the 33rd day of the year. Here's where Ryan Fitzpatrick played his high school ball, on the 33rd parallel, the 111th meridian, in Arizona. Remember Arizona and New York, the only two 39 states? New York 111 the big way? What are the odds that Ryan Fitzpatrick becomes a star in the NFL in New York, huh? Manchurian athletes, born and bred to be by the numbers. The opposing quarterback, Tyrod Taylor, born on August 3rd, just like Tom Brady. Remember, football equals 83. Peyton Manning, born on the 83rd day of the year. He's born in Hampton, Virginia. Hampton has that gematria of 33. The day he was born, a date with 119 numerology. That's a special number. From today's game to his birthday, 43 days. Span of 44 days. He's from Virginia. Virginia has that gematria of 89. Born in 89 in Virginia. His full name, Tyrod Diallo Taylor, gematria of 226. If you write out 226 as a number and sum it in gematria, it sums to 93, the reflection of 39. 39 and 93, big numbers in New York. Remember the 93 World Trade Center bombing was on February 26th? For more of this prophecy code, Ryan Fitzpatrick comes into tonight's game with 106 games played. He's looking for his 44th win. 106, that number of prophecy. Tyrod Taylor looking for his 8th win, 7-7. Here's how the recent games have played out. The Jets losing the last 5. The last time they won was at home, 27-20, September 22nd, 2013. They haven't won since 2011 in Buffalo, where they play tonight. They played one time in the playoffs in their history. That's why it says their last game was their 111th, because it includes the playoffs. If you don't include the playoffs, it was their 110th in the regular season. But check this out. The last time they played in the playoffs, the date was December 27th, 12 plus 27, 39, 1981. And look at the score of this game. The Jets lost 27-31, a sum of 58 points. Notice the Bills came into that game 10-6, improved to 11-6. Flip that number upside down, you get 9-1-1. But look at this. That game was played on a date with numerology of 139. The game summed to 58 points. Freemasonry, the small way, 58. The big way, 139. Just remember who runs your NFL by the numbers. It is the Freemasons through and through. Always has been. That game was in Shea Stadium. They tore down the final part of Shea at 11:22 in the morning. 11 plus 22, 33, just like the gematria of Shea. The football, the shape of the football is the mandorla, the Christian symbol. Mandorla has that gematria of 33. 33, the master teacher number. The word teacher equals 33. The hype before the game says that Rex Ryan has Fitzpatrick's number. All time, Fitzpatrick is 1-8 against Rex Ryan. If he wins tonight, he'll be 2-8. And I do think he's going to improve to 2-8 tonight against Tyrod. Tyrod equals 28. Other thing about 33 and 28 is they're the only two numbers that sum to 156. The numbers connected to his game this evening. Talked about the significance of Ryan Fitzpatrick and 33. So I think he overcomes the odds tonight. I think the Jets pull out the W. If I'm wrong about that, I'm going to be watching the Bills this season. I think whoever wins this game is going to go to the playoffs for the AFC between these two New York teams. Right now I'm favoring the Jets, but I could have it backwards. So now let's talk about the Giants and Cowboys preview. Giants and Cowboys preview. You know what? This video is already too long. I'm going to make this a separate video. So if you want to see the Giants and Cowboys review, and the preview for the Saints and Giants game, it's going to be my next video. Please join me for that one. Until next time, Truth Seeker.